Happy Friday, everybody. Welcome to Beans. Thank you for being here. Very excited to have episode 26 with a special guest. This is my co-host, Dan, Cecilia. I'm going to full name you since you full named me the other day. How you doing today?
I'm doing good. It's Friday.
It is.
Yeah. We have a great show today.
I'm super hyped.
Yeah.
I'm wearing all the clothing.
Yeah, I think this is a great guest because it hits like everything that we've been doing. NFT creator, trader, culture savant. It's really
Culture,
good.
code, crypto.
Yeah.
All of it.
Yeah.
So,
Also, a quick update for everyone. We're changing the Bean schedule.
big update, actually.
Yes. If you want to drop that, you can.
Yeah, so everybody, Beans will only be on Fridays moving forward because we're going to use our Monday studio time to record all sorts of educational content to better give you guys resources. So Beans only on Fridays.
Going forward.
But
We will still be doing a lot of content. You could still reach us in the Discord. We'll be around. Obviously, always down to chat with you all. Mm-hmm. We love you all. But we're just changing the schedule to be Beans only on Friday. So that's it. So without further ado, let's get our guest in here.
hell yeah.
Here he is.
It is DOCTORdripp. Welcome to Beans. Thank you so much for being here. How are you today?
Doing great. Good morning, everyone. It's a little early for me. My chickens are going to be outside in a few minutes, and we'll probably hear them cock-a-doodling for the morning. But I'm here, and I'm happy. How you guys doing?
I'm doing awesome. That may be the Zora drop, cock-a-doodling.
Yeah.
There it is. I would like to say hi to everybody in chat. I see Rustan, some of our Metaverse homies, Meta Tigers here. Thank you so much for being here. Let's get some giveaways running real fast. But Drip, would you like to introduce yourself to all of the new friends on Beans?
Yeah, sure. What up, Beans? My name's DOCTORdripp. I'm a wearable creator, 3D artist. I do a lot of Decentraland work, Metaverse content, VRMs, avatars, and I also build headlights. I've been making websites since I was 12 years old. When I was 16, I kind of got more into cars, and now I build a lot of headlights, a lot of custom RGB show car stuff, and that's kind of what I do in the real world. And then at night or early in the morning, I'll hop on the computer and do some coding. So I'm really deep in a lot of the things that I'm passionate about, but that's what I'm cooking. I'm always cooking something, whether on the screen or off the screen.
Oh, I love that. And you have chickens.
35 of them.
35 chickens. Oh my gosh.
I'm ready for more.
I love that so very much. All right, so we have some awesome giveaways today, including a whole bunch of DOCTORdripp wearables. So let's start with the first giveaway, and maybe we'll just make it random. I don't know. What do we do?
Just random. If everyone tuning in on X can give us a retweet, that'd be great.
Carlos Xavier, congratulations. We'll do 3 giveaways and then jump right in. We will reset this wheel, though, because we've got some new friends coming in. If you are not on this wheel, all you have to do is comment in the chat. If you're on X, make sure you're actually commenting in the chat, not just on the tweet. And if you're on YouTube, you know what to do. Just jump in that chat. There we go. Spinaroo. So once we do this, Bad Sheep, congrats. Bad Sheep. One more, and then we will jump into the first, the ELI5, I think we start with.
Yep.
Apsy, let's go. Stick around, everybody, because we have a lot more to give away. So you want to throw that on screen, Dan? Thank you, sir. Very cool, very cool. So, this just worked out too perfectly. The word of the day is drip. Care to read that definition?
Yeah, in crypto and Web3 culture, drip refers to someone's digital style, often related to avatar fashion, NFTs, or the overall aesthetic of a wallet or profile. It originally comes from a slang for flashy or stylish clothing, but in Web3 it extends to virtual wearables, profile flexes, and even token allocations.
Well done.
Yeah.
Drip, do you agree?
I agree, and the weird part is I was Dr. Drip before all this Web3 stuff, so when I just kind of got here, it was really weird. I was like, oh man, that's like the perfect setup.
Oh, that worked out. It was meant to be.
Right.
Meant to be. So, okay, before we dive into the alpha, let's rewind it a bit. And what got you into Web3 in the first place?
What got me into Web3 in the first place? I'd have to say, I guess initially back in winter of 2013, I had a coworker that came up to me at the streetwear company I was working for, and he was telling us about Bitcoin, telling us we need to buy some. And, you know, I was young. I went and did my own research, but I had to one-up him. And so I went on eBay and I bought some random coin I thought was going to do like way better than Bitcoin. It was called Feathercoin. And if you look at the chart from 2013, it did not do better than Bitcoin. But I scooped some. That was my first experience. And then I didn't really have any other experience. I did not buy the Bitcoin. 2016 came along and I found myself buying Ethereum, Ripple. What else was back then? Tron. I remember Tron. And then what happened? It was GameStop. GameStop happened, the short squeeze, and I was really into Pokemon cards at the time. I remember I was waiting outside a Target for Pokemon cards, and people started talking about Pancake Swap and Safe Moon, and so I just one thing led to another, and I was into meme coins and all this crazy stuff. I remember I bought Ethereum when it was like below $800. So I really got into crypto, and it kind of unfolded, towards NFTs around 2021.
Okay. So you started as a trader, would you say?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I'm curious about the eBay thing. Like, was eBay, because I wasn't around. I was not doing crypto in 2013. So was there like no markets? Was there no exchanges? So you had to like buy stuff off eBay?
Yeah, it was really, really soon. I'm sure there were ways of buying it. I remember people were buying them off strange, flat-looking websites. That was the best I could do. I was at work, so I just started searching, where I can buy crypto, different kinds of crypto to buy. Looking back, I wish it was like Litecoin or something a little bit less, Feathercoin. No one's heard of that, and it never went anywhere. But yeah, that was the first way I did it. It was a little weird. Somebody would just send it to my wallet, and I got it. It's on some computer somewhere now.
That's wild. What was the wallet back then?
Oh, I don't know. You had to download it on your computer, so I'm assuming that those tokens are still on that work computer somewhere.
Oh man, you gotta find them.
That's crazy.
It's like a time capsule.
Yeah, some Feathercoin wallet. I don't know.
Did you notice, like, were you back then? You said you were doing streetwear and maybe like e-commerce was a thing. Did you notice that there was like an internet culture around using Bitcoin to like purchase items? Like, were you into gaming? Was there like a different culture back then?
No, it was too soon for that. To be honest, I think it was before Silk Road and all this, the initial uses of Bitcoin. None of that was happening yet. People were just buying it, I believe, speculatively at the time. Back then, I think Bitcoin had just hit the news, and that's why they were talking about it at work. And that one coworker's like, "Oh yeah, I have Bitcoin. You guys gotta get it."
Where is he now?
Yeah.
I wonder. Yeah, right.
Wonder what he sold. He probably sold. I wonder if he sold.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Did he buy pizza?
Probably.
So,
go ahead.
what? I'm curious. Like, fast forward. What made you kind of get into NFTs? Like, what was the opportunity there? Like, did it click for you and you're like, oh, this is this is right in my wheelhouse, or what convinced you to get into NFTs?
Yeah, so the buzz was going off with NFTs, and what was that, 2021? For me, I already had experience with digital art. I was already a whiz in Photoshop, so when all that kind of buzz was happening, I was like, well, let me try and make a JPEG and find out if I could sell it. And so at the time, I think I made like a Python script that would bulk upload to OpenSea. I've always been a fan of automation. I've done some deep data scrapes of Google back in the day, like multi-tier Google marketplace scrapes of mass size. So like I've always enjoyed things like that, and so I was scraping addresses, doing large airdrops, bulk uploading to OpenSea, and like none of the stuff was selling. It wasn't about that. It was more for me to experience like some of this technology. But then as I tried selling it, that kind of slowed down. I did more of the automation stuff, but then I kind of got into wearables and the metaverse. The metaverse had its buzz, and that kind of changed everything and got me on the right track.
Nice.
Love that.
Yeah. So going into the metaverse stuff, what I guess like what does digital identity mean to you? Like how has it evolved in your own work? Because I can bring up some of the stuff you did in Decentraland here as far as wearables. I'll go to this real quick. This is backwards hat you did. What was the buzz back then? Like did you really think like this digital identity thing was going to take off?
No, that wasn't something that I understood when I was getting in here at all. Digital identity was not something that they were talking about with Metaverse, especially back in 2021.
Right.
It was all, hype stuff, a lot of speculative, overhyped projects. So we weren't really focused on digital identity that much. We were just collecting wearables. A lot of times, back then we thought they were all going to be worth, a ton of money. But it was kind of a decline, obviously with the market and everything that happened. But no, we weren't really focused on digital identity. So as we collected, more wearables and started interacting with other people online, that stuff became more relevant. You started, paying attention to how you look and how you feel when you're, rocking those kind of looks online with your avatars. So that kind of avatar culture is what really brought forward the digital identity, and us wearable creators kind of found ourselves catering to certain types of people that wanted to rock a certain digital look. So now things are a little bit further along where we're kind of when people log into Decentraland, there's a lot more to offer. There's a lot more wearable creators that are establishing looks, whether they're like IRL looks for people to match their digital identity to, or something more fabulous and extreme. So yeah, digital identity, I don't think it's even gotten to where it's going to be yet. I think one day everyone's going to have an avatar, and the whole digital lifestyle is really going to kick off.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. I feel like more than anything, the metaverse stuff was it was kind of niche. It was interesting because I think, I have a Snapchat. I've used VR chat. There's like this stuff's already happening, right? Like people are wearing like branded Nikes for, Nike apparel in their Snapchat avatar, or like VR chat is relatively well used. So the metaverse stuff kind of makes sense. I think, what is the difference in your opinion, like between metaverse and just like normal like VR chat?
So the biggest difference would be like tokenization, the blockchain stuff, the digital ownership. I've never used VR chat, but from what I understand, you don't own your avatars in the same way that you do, with metaverse stuff. I think that the tokenization is like the real utility of crypto. Coming from a trader, we all love our meme coins, but the utility becomes, when you're actually using it to, whether it's token gating something or proving that you own the item. So I think that ownership is the word,
So yeah, Grumpy Mike just asked, are the avatars a crypto thing? That is the difference. When it's NFT based, you own your identity
Right.
in that form.
Yeah, and I think that it's also set up to reward the creators, right? Like, I think in these other platforms, we'll call them Web 2 platforms, it's like they're not going to let you sell your own wearables in there. There's no like direct ownership to Dripp's point. So
I can't just go into Target and be like, here, I made this. Can you sell it for me?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not going to work.
Or even like Snapchat for that matter.
Right.
Like you can't actually, if you look, like you can't actually make your own wearables. You have to buy Nike's branded one or whatever brand they kind of partnered with, which is fine, but I don't think it gives you the freedom to create your own things and own your own things. So I agree with you. It's the tokenization of it, right? It's that ownership. You can prove that this is something you made. You know, we're looking at your camo backwards hat here.
Yeah, actually, can you go to his, if you click on his name, the creator, I
Sure.
think it'll take you to all of his designs, and you can start scrolling through and like, I'm wearing my shirt.
There we go. Wait, is this a tongue-in-cheek nod to like what those Bored Ape people were doing, where they were just like randomly launching like a restaurant? Or no, is this something different?
Oh no, that's a deep meme.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, Drip, tell me about this shirt and the story behind it.
But there's a burger element to this. So there was a oh man, you're really gonna make me talk about it. There was a the mayor of New York was trying to incentivize the city of New York to get
vaccinated.
Yeah, there you go. You said the word.
I did.
Yeah, and it was this really weird marketing campaign where he was giving everyone free burgers and fries just for doing it, and it was the weirdest thing I've ever heard of in my life. So, yeah, that's what the meme is. And then, so this is a long sleeve digital wearable where you buy an actual physical item, and then you get a digital version minted to you as well. So yeah, that's kind of what we're doing here. We're linking, digital versions of streetwear to actual versions that you could wear in real life.
Can you find this one?
Oh,
I'm
sure.
a big fan of this hoodie, Drip. It is so good, and it has. This is your very first wearable, right? The backwards hat.
Yeah, I made that graphic when I was first starting out, so it was really cool that it eventually ended up on a piece of clothing.
Love that. I wore this on Monday.
Yeah, that one will get you spotted out of a crowd for sure.
Mm-hmm.
And you airdropped this to the first 100 holders of your collection.
I don't think there's been 100 holders, but yeah, I think the first 10 or so.
Okay. How is the activity in Decentraland now? Like, are you still doing stuff there or no?
Oh, it's pretty slow compared to peak, but they've made a lot of really good improvements. They're cooking for the future, so we're kind of getting set up for what's gonna be. But no, I wouldn't say that if you're hearing this and you want to go make and sell some wearables, it's not like a booming marketplace right now. It's declined a lot. So right now people are just cooking because they want to or because they have some really cool ideas.
Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay.
Culture for the culture.
Yep, for the culture.
Yeah, click through and look at all of his wearables. And friends listening, we are giving away a bunch of different Dr. Drip wearables, so keep an eye on things. And then one of my favorite is just the simplest thing you did was the hater blockers. Cucumbers on the eyes.
Which these?
No, go back up or down.
Yeah, I made those when I was in a mosh pit for Tokimonsta. We were watching her play a metaverse set, and I just kind of got the idea and made it real quick. And it's so cool that you can do that, like while you're at a party, while you're hanging out with people, you'll be creating stuff and getting ideas and talking to people, and people say, yo, I want like a dress or some heels or something, and you could go and start cooking it. It's different than trying to create fashion outside of such a when you're in like an echo chamber of your own, fashion, designs, it's so different than actually being out there and talking with people and then creating things on the spot.
Yeah, inspiration in real time, and then just bam, it exists. So cool. So do you think of your drops as art, fashion, or something more like a speculative asset?
Ooh, that's a good question. A little bit of everything. I mean, I guess it's not too much of a speculative asset, or I would have been up there with Artifact back then. But I was more about just cooking, just to cook to see if I could make something. And so, I mean, it is art. It's definitely fashion, and it is an asset that has an economy. So, a little bit of everything. And I do like to, as I'm creating things, I do like to think of the economy of my items and the holders, and I won't blow things out, put things on sale when people already paid good money for it, things like that. I do think about. So it is an asset, and some people do get it as an investment, but it's not it's not that kind of an investment. It's more like
Community.
exactly, and a digital personal item, and if it holds value or goes up in value, that's great, but that's not why they bought it. They bought it to look cool.
Yeah. And I think we were talking about this off air. Digital identity during lockdowns was such a big deal because when we were all trapped in our houses, the metaverse was like an outlet, and walking around in there, man.
But
woo,
it's status, right?
absolutely.
It's like, why would you buy? It's the same reason you'd buy a designer limited edition pair of Nikes, or a Rolex, or whatever handbag. It's status. It's signaling that this is something you're repping. It's part of your identity, and I think that is a powerful thing for branding. And it extends into the virtual world, virtual space, because that's why I own a bunch of NFTs. That's why you bought NFTs. It's like there is a community and culture there. Yeah.
Well, and as someone who was really into Decentraland for 3 solid years, when I first got in there and you get your baby clothes, is what we used to call them, because you default wearables, and then someone else walks by you totally dripped out, you're like,
I want that.
I need that because
Yeah.
I look like a sore baby clothes wearing
Yeah.
noob. And yeah, it's definitely a psychological
Thing. Yeah.
thing, flex, but
Yeah.
also desire. I wanted to rep what my friends were building and creating, and
Right.
so yeah.
Yeah, that's a really great point. I think the status part of it, we don't need to explain why people do that. It's just something that a lot of people do, and there's always going to be people that want to express their status through how they look. And so if it wasn't me trying to fill that, someone else would. It's always going to be a need, is being able to show someone show the status improvements of someone based on just how they look, whether it's online or otherwise.
Yeah. So kind of a more trading question, but have you ever launched something you thought was going to moon and it totally flopped?
Yeah, everything. No, let's see. So my problem is shipping. I normally create things and I maybe don't get that final polish and send it off. So I'm always really proud if I can get something finished and shipped. And when I do get something shipped, I normally don't market it, whatever it is, whether it's like an app or a project I'm working on. I'll do marketing, but I won't do the perfect 10 out of 10 marketing, because it's really hard to market your own stuff sometimes. It's easier to just make it than it is to actually put a spotlight on yourself. So yeah, a lot of times I'll make things that they're beautiful, they're glorious, but it's not going to the moon. Maybe it will eventually, but that's also not my goal. I like organic growth. I think that if you try and send yourself to the highest diving board that you can get access to, it's not going to end well. You kind of got to work your way up through all the different size diving boards until you're comfortable, jumping off something that high. So no, I don't try to go to the moon, but yeah, a lot of projects, a lot of software, a lot of just things in my life, I don't really send them off the way that they should.
Yeah.
I mean, I agree with that, right? Like, I think there's levels to certain things, and sometimes the most overhype. Like, if you spend too much time on hyping and marketing, there's not a lot of substance there. So, I do think organic growth is the best. I've experienced that with building my own communities. Right, is just like getting your early 100, 10, 100 loyal supporters. They'll amplify for you, right? Like, I don't know if there's any hacks to be like, oh, okay, we can spend a bunch of money and get all this paid ads out there, right? Like, it doesn't, in this space, it doesn't work that way. There's elements, there's a different strategy to launching these things where it's very organic. You're trying to find your loyal supporters. Maybe
It's authentic.
it's authentic, yeah. And I think that always seems to work as far as creating retention for what you're doing, like creating a core following. Because to your point, if you overhype something, you have no room to grow, right? There's only going to be disappointment after, right? If it's something's too hyped.
Under promise, over deliver.
Yeah, exactly.
I just think of all the creators that are creating incredible gems that are just sitting in their workshop floors and no one's marketing. So, this is a message to any collector, person, just everybody. If you know of an artist, share their stuff for them because they don't like talking about themselves most of the time, maybe all of the time. So, like today, if you like DOCTORdripp stuff, take a little screenshot, put it on Twitter, throw it
Yeah.
on Instagram.
Yeah, and again, if you are watching us on Twitter, give us a retweet the stream. We want to get, we want to try and break our viewership record, which is stuck at 100. We're at 80 right now, so
Blow it up.
blow it up. I do want to shift kind of the conversation a little bit, Drip, because we are a trading firm first. So I want to know what's one trade, could be art, NFT, coin, wearable, anything that you still think about at night. Something you missed or something you hit on.
Oh, there's a bunch of things like that. There's so many times where I could have gotten so rich and I was just like, what, just like one seat over from the last person that, got filthy rich. I think the one that haunts me, I don't know if it haunts me or is more motivation, I guess both. But back in 2016 when I was buying Ethereum, I think I scooped up like 4 Ethereum. Well, I know I scooped up 4 Ethereum. I'll never forget that. And then I ended up having to, that wasn't performing like we thought it was. And I ended up needing to sell it to cover my rent 1 month. So I sold them at $800 a token. And ever since then, I was just trying to get, that was like the goal was to get that 4 ETH back. I think over time I probably did, but yeah, that was painful, especially when it was over $4,000 prices. I think a lot of the fumbles happened alongside Bitcoin ordinals. I was early to Bitcoin ordinals. I did a lot of really good stuff, but all the people that got filthy rich were right next to me. They did runestone drops to people that had three ordinals in each wallet. I had spun up like 50 wallets for myself, and they each had 1 in it instead of 3. I think one of them accidentally had 3, so I did get that. And those things were like $5,000 a piece.
Yep.
So, yeah, there's some fumbles I've had for sure.
I bought the top of ordinals very, very hard. I was like late to ordinals in the if you could be late to that, but yeah, I bought I lost. Yeah, that's where I'm just like, I like Bitcoin. I'm just gonna hold
That's what's keeping
Bitcoin.
Dan up at night.
I'm not gonna get involved in this anymore. Like, sure, there's a culture there. I know that there's some decent projects, but I ask everyone, even like crypto natives, right? They're just like, Bitcoin's just Bitcoin. I'll just hold Bitcoin. Why would I buy? So the ordinals thing, I have a bad taste in my mouth too. I did get a dog airdrop. I did, I have.
So you
I
got the
had some
runestone.
stuff.
Yeah.
Um,
I credit Drip for my runestone.
yeah.
I would have never gotten that.
Yeah.
But because I was messing around with him on ordinals, I got it.
Yeah.
So thank you, Drip.
Yeah, we've had our little group chat has we've had a lot of bag holding, a lot of rugs, but no, ordinals was good. That was a good one. Buying the top was harsh. For me, it was uh, okay. So I want to go back to what you said about your bad experience. I think that a lot of devs like to find the latest technology and then use it for the bare minimum for building hype. Not many projects on ordinals are like heavy shipping. The first one I'd point out is Pizza Ninjas. They're actually building stuff on Bitcoin. A lot of projects were just like making a token and then building hype. They're not really building full applications on Bitcoin. So I think that played a part in it. There was a big inflated bubble that happened with ordinals. Same thing that happened with NFTs. And so now it's kind of a quiet buzz waiting for people to build on it. But no, it's more since it's just the God chain. When people said NFTs on the God chain, I dropped everything, and I was like, are you guys hearing this? Did anyone else hear someone just say Bitcoin NFTs? So yeah, it came early, it came hard, and then it fizzled out. But all that stuff will have a comeback.
That
for
said,
one
don't
reason or
you
another.
have like really early inscription numbers on ordinals?
Yeah, I got there when they were inscribing. I think my first one was inscribed at 2 million, and then I created a whole collection at around 6 million, and then I've got a cursed ordinals collection too, and you can't make cursed ordinals anymore. I am obsessed with them. Nobody's talking about OP66. You literally cannot make ordinals that have a negative inscription number anymore, and I think they're the coolest thing ever.
That is really, really cool. So for people that don't follow ordinals or what's going on over there, can you explain what an inscription number is?
Yeah, just brief, like high level. Explain like I'm 5 ordinals.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Inscriptions.
So when you upload, let's start with OpenSea. When you upload an NFT to OpenSea, it makes a new collection for it, and that's basically it. You've got your own collection. But the difference is when you inscribe an ordinal, which you're putting it directly onto chain, not onto OpenSea or anything like that. It's literally all on chain. They give every single NFT a number that is sequential, goes after the next one. So, the first person that inscribed one, it was number 1, and then now we're up at, I don't know, in the millions. I couldn't tell you what block number we're on today, but I guess we could look it up real quick. Yeah, but it continues, and it kind of gives an extreme type of value, or at least perceived value to collections that were published first, especially when it's not just like a random JPEG, but like a good collection.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So your inscription number, if you're early, it's a low number. Low.
Yeah.
Relative low.
And then cursed ordinals, and then real quick, cursed ordinals, there was kind of a glitch where people figured out that you could inscribe an ordinal that went the other way and made a negative number. So, but they fixed that, and it's no longer a thing.
Ugh. Culturally, I love that so much. I don't hold any cursed ordinals, but now I want to.
Yeah. Yeah, these were really overinflated, and I had unit bias, so I was making stupid buys because I was like thinking in ETH terms instead of Bitcoin terms. So, yeah, but the culture of it was interesting. Like, to be honest with you, the best thing I got out of being in ordinals was I learned how Bitcoin, like I learned at a deep level how Bitcoin worked. Because like I think a lot of people think of Bitcoin as this like money, like they think of it as like money, but it's really a computer.
Right.
It's really like it's literally a decentralized computer, and the data slots are satoshis. So like you can put images in the sats. That's what ordinals are. You can inscribe, place the images in the sats. They're data slots, just like a computer.
I think of it like if a penny is to $1, then a Satoshi is to a Bitcoin.
Right.
It's a piece of a Bitcoin. And
Right.
think of like if you were to take a penny and then etch something on the back of it.
Right.
That's an ordinal.
Right. And it's valuable because people collect it. People want to, Bitcoiners, there's a culture there. So, yeah, I think that was the best thing about it, was just kind of taught me at a deeper level what Bitcoin.
Yeah, using the chain.
Yeah, using the chain.
And experiencing how slow and clunky it is for something.
Yeah, I have, yeah, that's exactly it. Like, I have my own bias around, like, I think maybe to your point, Pizza Ninjas, which I've met Trevor. He's a good guy. Like they're doing stuff. They're very much, there's investment there, and they're responsible, and they seem to be building things. But like, yeah, I don't think you should be building. Like, it's just hard to build applications on Bitcoin. Like, it just wasn't made for that. It's just, yeah. So I don't know. There's not like smart contracts on Bitcoin. So yet, I guess.
Yeah.
But definitely interesting. Definitely fun. Are you still doing stuff over there, Drip, or no?
On Bitcoin, I haven't done much on Bitcoin in a while. I'm still holding all my bitmaps that I blocked out. I love bitmaps. No, I'm still holding everything, and I don't have any big pieces either. I was really inscribing my own stuff back then. I think the most damage I did on that stuff was BRC20s. I was minting BRC20s and selling them, and that was wild. I was just watching some dude on YouTube. I don't even remember who he was. He was like, yeah, you mint this, and then you sell it. And we were making money then.
Yep. I think that was around the time our group chat was birthed.
Yeah, way back then.
Yeah. That's
yeah,
awesome.
so I think like it's interesting that you were early to a lot of this stuff, and a lot of times on this show or our other shows that we do, we try and explain like how to seek out and find these early opportunities and find these things where it's like worth worth paying attention to. So we call that alpha. So I'm curious, like you're early to a lot of stuff. How do you personally find the alpha before it's like obvious that these are going to be things?
So definitely first off is deep research. I'm passionate about everything that I'm into. I'm not just saying that, like I kind of get hooked and sucked into things. So obviously deep researching, you'll come onto things before other people, but also, and more importantly, the communities I'm a part of, the people that I know. In the metaverse, it's really easy to get connected with, I'd say advanced technical individuals of different skill sets. And so that's kind of the faucet to the alpha. But for me specifically, I'd have to give a shout out to the Last Slice Collective. I joined the Last Slice Collective, which is primarily like a programming collective, but they kind of tend they offer I don't know how to say it, but like they kind of provide for like all kinds of different skill sets. So you don't have to be a programmer. You could come as like a marketing expert or a graphic designer, and everyone kind of contributes. And joining a collective like that really puts you up close to the alpha. We even have some alpha channels where the degenerals are in there always talking about tokens and things like that. So yeah, I'd have to attribute a lot of my findings to my friends as well, and what they've found and what they've tipped off, and then doing my own research on top of it.
Cool.
Love
Cool.
that.
Yeah, that's awesome. So is there any trend or sector that you're seeing right now that you think people are sleeping on?
Yeah, metaverse and avatar lifestyle. I think that's really gonna blow up. I think people that do get avatars or VTubers and set them up in this way, I think you're early to something that everyone is going to be a part of. Eventually, it won't be complex to set this stuff up. Little kids will have these and they'll be hanging out, the way they do online, whether it's in Fortnite or somewhere else. I think everyone will interact in this 3D way. It's kind of like the next step to the internet. So yeah, I think that those are the sectors that are being slept on. I do really hope that CloneX will make a comeback just because of the 3D files and the ecosystem, but I really don't like the Nike hard rug. That left a bad taste in my mouth. But so that'll just make the road longer.
Well, that said, can you talk a little bit about your avatar right now? Because me and Dan, sitting here full human,
Right.
are looking a
We're
little...
not cool.
We're not cool.
We're meat bags.
Meat sack. The meat suit. Yep.
Yeah, so this is a CloneX avatar made by Artifact. When you get these, you can download the 3D files. You have to put them together. They have all the blend shapes and all the everything inside of it, but you don't have the expressions set up for VTubing. So there is a process. I would love to make a tutorial, but there's not a ton of people that are looking to join CloneX because of its rich history. Yeah, but creating VTubes is something that I think will really catch on. CloneX already has the tech there. There were projects like Vipe that also Vipe already was VTuber ready. I think that was really cool. There's a kid called Beast that gives 3D files and can be converted. I think projects like that. I think projects like that will slow cook their way past the overhyped ones.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, floor prices are really low on those.
Yeah. What's the Beast floor? 1.3. Wow. I might do some shopping. I'm always looking for more Beasts.
I think people figure out what they get, and also when you can do like what I'm doing now without all the advanced setup and crazy stuff, if you're talking, $300 to get, like you guys said, status, status is going to factor in too, whether you're getting like a free avatar or something with a little bit more of a heavy punch when you walk into a room. So I think there's a lot of things that'll go into, which of these projects will do well and which won't. But I personally, I don't see them going infinitely to zero, because there is something that you get out of it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's a lot of fun.
I couldn't agree more.
Yeah, for sure.
So let's play the 1 ETH game, okay? If I gave you 1 ETH right now and told you to make the best trade this week, where's it going?
Oh man. So 1 ETH. Okay, what do I do with 1 ETH? I'd put it in my Magic Eden wallet. I'd swap it over to Solana, and I'd buy Hyper token.
There it is. Okay. I did not see that one coming, and I should have. But okay.
we were part of the Hyperfi airdrop.
Uh-huh. That was
Yeah, you thought I was going to keep it on ETH, didn't you? I think that ETH is a great platform for keeping my trophies on, but no, I wouldn't be dropping anything on ETH and making a good flip on it. Hyperfi, on the other hand, that token is going to fuel the metaverse. Hyperfi is a great alternative to Decentraland. It's browser-based, and they're doing so much great stuff in the VRM field. And I really do think that metaverse will be something important. So that's a token I would not feel bad buying, especially at this price.
Yeah, it's on a flash sale right now.
Yeah, I was still holding my airdrop.
Same.
And maybe I should. I haven't popped over there in a little while, but still kind of pay attention. So maybe I should be upping my bags of Hyperfi.
Oh yeah, I don't think you can ever hold enough of that.
I was doing liquidity pools on Hyperfi too, so maybe that's the move.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, great founders over there. They got support from a bunch of not insiders, heavy hitters. People are sleeping on Hyperfi. I think it is going to be huge. So
for anybody not familiar with that, Hyperfi is like, it started as an NFT-based world platform where you could hold the NFT, you were given a world, and it was a very beautiful drag-and-drop building experience. And they've now pivoted to V2, which is basically like the WordPress of the metaverse, where you can just have your own server and just start building. And so they're currently working on V2, and it is.
It's like it's like WordPress and Minecraft. Like you can host your own worlds. You can create.
So if you want a 3D website, this is the way to do it.
A 3D website. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's and shout out to Ash and the team over there doing crazy awesome things. Let's see, where are we at? We've got 14 minutes left. Are there any microcaps, PFP collections, or ordinals that you're betting on quietly?
I think I kind of already touched on that. Ordinals, I really like bitmaps. That's one thing that I really hope that it develops more, because that's essentially metaverse parcels on Bitcoin, and I think that that's a really hot idea, so I grabbed a ton of those. PFP collections, I talked about some of my favorite ones, mostly 3D projects, and I talked about my trades a little bit. Yes, that's basically it for me.
Okay.
Are you building any trading bot? Like, this is something we didn't ask, but like, how do you do you trade? Do you have like trading bots? Do you have trading systems? Or you said you're a developer, so are you using like Deck Screener, or what tools are you using?
Yeah, so there's a bunch of tools that I do use when I was in the trenches. I'm not really doing that so much anymore. But I did make my own Solana trading bot. And it first started out as a Python script, and then I later evolved it into a full multi-token trading bot that has complete P&L tracking. I started using it a little bit, and both times it depleted me. It liquidated everything just because it has dollar cost average buy-ins, and the tokens eventually go to a place where I get priced out. So I didn't have like experiences where I was getting filthy rich. I think it would have been more of an experience to where I would have gotten more views if I showed people how to create the bot rather than actually used it. So that's kind of where I was at with that. But yeah, I did develop a bot.
Cool.
Interesting.
Cool.
I'm still game to be a guinea pig and
Yeah.
play with the bot stuff.
Yeah, we just
Let's
need a good
see.
token that'll either not go to zero or have some volatility, have some healthy volatility. I was running it on Dude token for a little bit, but that was still in its airdrop decline, so I got priced out on that too. So eventually, when things are it's a little bit more steady of a market, this tool would be able to probably make some good trades.
Cool.
Love that.
Besides that, I trade on Magic Eden every night because I'm a part of their rewards program, and I'm a big fan of that. It's a lot of fun, and their season rewards are very nice if you stake and then do lots of trades.
Love that. Wet Juice Box says, return to the trenches. The trenches are fun. We've had many a late night.
Hayden has all my crypto. Let me know when Hayden gives it back.
Yeah.
Yeah, really. Oh, that's funny. Well, let's jump into some quick giveaways, and then we'll run into our trivia round, which also first one to answer correctly wins a prize. So let's get... If you're not on this wheel, all you have to do is say something in the chat, whether you're on X, YouTube, or Facebook. Just make sure you're actually in the chat and not just commenting on the tweet, and your name will automatically appear. So I think we've got everybody. We're giving away original DOCTORdripp wearables. Sale, congrats. Haven't seen you in a little bit. Thanks for being here. Let's spin some more. Let's see. Charlie with 2 E's. Congrats. We'll do one more and then dive into questions. Sale again. 2-time winner. All right. So these questions are kind of themed around today's conversation, so look alive, chat. Pay attention. Question 1. What does phygital mean in the context of Web3? I'm going to reset this really quickly. Type in chat 1A for a new type of fitness NFT, 1B for physical products that come with a digital twin or experience, 1C, a wallet that works offline, or 1D, a wearable device that mines crypto while you move. First to answer correctly will win a DOCTORdripp wearable.
A new type of fitness NFT.
which is actually becoming a thing.
Mm-hmm.
Move to earn.
Yep.
I think that's one that keeps me up at night is I went pretty hard on step-in shoes.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
You are the one. You get into these like you want like an item.
Yeah.
You're definitely like a merch person.
Uh-huh.
You're a merch hawk.
Yes.
Yeah.
But I mean, the step-in shoes didn't come with physical shoes. It was just
Kind of.
NFTs that you could basically breed
Yeah.
and create these shoes that while you're walking in real life, there's an app that's tracking your steps and you would earn the token. So it was like,
Some Juicebox says someone brought up Sweatcoin this weekend, and I forgot about that all the way from 2016, 2017.
I was in on Sweatcoin too, because here was it me walking with my Step and Shoe app open, Sweatcoin going. I was like farming all the coins just for taking walks. All right, Milana Rupin, first to answer correctly. Congrats. I don't know why this thing isn't populating what you guys said in chat. I do the things, and it's like nothing makes sense. But yeah, the timestamp says Milana Rupin got it first. The answer is 1B, physical products that come with a digital twin or experience, like what I'm wearing, the DOCTORdripp There's a Burger Element to It shirt. Question number 2. What's one advantage of launching NFTs on Bitcoin using ordinals? 2A, for it's cheaper than every other chain. 2B, the files are stored inside the blocks permanently. 2C, you can edit them later. Or 2D, Bitcoin NFTs can only be art, not code. Way to go.
I don't know if you guys.
Sorry, go ahead.
I don't know if you guys remember when Ordinals was starting and you guys were first getting into it, but I just remember it reminded me how slow Bitcoin is, because I remember sending transactions and it was slow, but then it got to Ordinals and I was like, whoa, I remember this. It is clunky.
I think, well, it was the night. I think I was DMing you all night because I was panicked. Like, what's happening? Why is mine on the left of the mempool?
What's up with the mempool?
Maybe it'll clear in a week. I'm like, a week? What? Yeah.
It was like that. Yeah.
It took me like 48 hours to buy 9 bitmaps. It was, I was sweating.
Yeah.
Let's see. Rustan got it first. The correct answer is 2B. The files are stored inside the blocks permanently. Way to go, Rustan. Let's see. Question 3. Which of the following has not been one of DOCTORdripp's creative outputs? 3A, custom RGB headlights. 3B, digital wearables for Decentraland. 3C, token-gated streetwear drops. Or 3D, 3D printed skate decks. Oh, Rustan got it again.
That's I'm a little confused because I do build custom RGB headlights. I think 3D printed skate decks is the wrong answer.
Yeah.
It is the correct answer for the thing you have not done. So the correct answer is 3D. Yeah. This app that we're using to populate the answers, I don't know why it's so delayed. It like pulled in one, but then everybody else is answering in chat with different answers and it's not populating consistently.
I'm surprised you said you do like custom headlights for cars. Have you ever done any like 3D car concepts? Like that was like a thing, is just
we didn't even touch on Vroomway.
Yeah.
But
no, not so much. I think specifically what I did is I like to create parts that will complement the headlights that I make. So I'll pull out like an amber reflector out of a headlight and put like a clear one in, or I designed bumper reflectors that have chasing lights built in. Yeah, so I like to use the 3D to create parts that complement the work. I haven't done anything really crazy, any crazy fabrication, things that could land me real jobs, nothing like that.
Cool, yeah.
I vote that you do start doing 3D printed skate decks, though. That would be fun.
Yeah, but I feel like that wouldn't work as well as the wood when you go to skate with them.
I was thinking the little mini ones, like the finger...
Tech
yeah,
decks.
okay.
Tech decks, there we
Perfect.
go. Yeah.
Yeah.
Great
Yeah.
idea.
I need those at my desk. I'm a fidget person. Number 4, in trading circles, what does alpha usually refer to? 4A, a blockchain's mainnet. 4B, the first wallet in airdrop order. 4C, high conviction early info or insight. 4D, a coin's symbol on the chart. Type your answer in chat. First one to answer correctly wins a wearable from Dr. Drip. Rustan came in again. 4C, the correct answer. Alpha refers to high conviction, early info, or insight. Spill the alpha. All right, last question. What's the most likely reason someone would buy an NFT wearable? 5A, tax write-offs. 5B, staking rewards. 5C, to flex their digital identity. 5D, it guarantees whitelist for every future drop.
I actually created a burn to upgrade system that I added to my website for all my wearables. I've been really into specifically blockchain coding around the wearable ecosystem.
Love that. So can you explain that a little more?
Yeah, so a lot of the wearables that are created are just, regular wearables. Some people try to give them utility. But I created a Shopify app that actually token gates my Shopify products to my NFTs. It's currently live. It also has automatic minting for phygital purchases. So if you do buy a long sleeve or a hoodie, it'll mint to you automatically. And then it's got this other burn to upgrade feature where it has you burn, we can run campaigns where you can burn one of these wearables and it will automatically mint you like a new version or a more rare version. We've got token gated access on that. I actually just last night, I barely got any sleep. I was up last night integrating a WebSocket so that it could sniff the blockchain automatically. So now if you burn a specific item that I'm doing a campaign on, you just send it straight to the burn address and it will validate and auto mint instantly. So yeah, there's a ton of stuff that I'm just really hooked on. When it specifically comes to wearables, I'm like all about it. I'm losing sleep at night, staying up late. Yeah, I'm obsessed.
So what is the connection with Shopify like? And what did you have to do to make that happen?
Yeah, so I made a React app that it's just a Shopify app, and it listens to okay. So the first thing it does is it blocks the add to cart button for phygital products, and it sends you to the NFT dashboard. The NFT dashboard does all of the validation, all the ownership checks. And then if you do qualify for any of the deals, whether it be a phygital product that you could buy or a discount code, it gives you access to those with hashing. So when you click over to the Shopify website to buy the product, it will validate your entry and the add to cart button will appear. So it's kind of fully integrated with the Shopify. All the automated NFT minting logic is there. I haven't really shared this with a ton of people. I think it's just something that I really wanted to cook to get it early and to get ahead of a lot of the blockchain stuff that I think will happen. This is something I've always wanted to do for a long time. It's been like a dream of mine since like early 2022, and I would not have been able to learn everything I learned without joining Last Slice and learning from Lastrum specifically.
Love that. Shout out to Lastrum. And I didn't announce who won the last one. It was Anthony. So congrats. You will be winning a Dr. Drip wearable for getting the correct answer, which was to flex your digital identity. Drip, that is so awesome. And I'm looking at your website right now just to give everybody a little peek into a little bit of your universe. These headlights are so cool. Is there anything you want me to show on screen while we wrap up and tell everybody where they can find you? If there's any alpha or shill, whatever you want.
I guess it would be go to on my website instead of www. Type the subdomain rewards. Just to show real quick, you don't need to connect the wallet, but I just want to show off
Sorry,
what
say
the
that
page
again. Where
looks
am I
like.
going?
Rewards.
So just DOCTORdripp.com/rewards.
No, sorry, it's rewards.DOCTORdripp.com.
Oh, got it. Rewards. Dot.
So I'm kind of designing it to try to be connectless, but currently it does require that you connect your wallet. And the pause the music at the bottom left corner. I just want to show this is my rewards platform. I'm integrating it with the customer database of Shopify. So when people order things on my website, they're going to start to get Web3 rewards. Whether they know it or not, it will be available to claim. And then when they're ready, they can connect the wallet and get all their goodies. So this is kind of what my focus has been on. This right here, the page you're looking at, is where people will go to check their DOCTORdripp NFTs, see if any of them are available for upgrade. And then we will have connectless options for people that don't like to connect to websites, because that's something that's really important to me as well.
That's so awesome.
Otherwise, with all this car stuff, I still do it in the background. I usually wake up in the morning and do my headlight stuff every day, at least 5 days a week. And but that's more of a background thing a little bit. I still do a lot of work on the computer. It's my hobby. It does happen to pay some bills, and it's a lot of fun. So I am a computer person, but that's kind of my creative outlet. That's my craft, and that's what I bring with my brand as far as culture, car culture, street culture, streetwear culture, and I kind of merge it all together in this nice avatar digital lifestyle package.
So fun.
That's awesome.
So busy, so fun. Thank you so much for being here. This has been an awesome conversation. I can't wait to go back and rewatch it, to be honest. So everybody, follow DOCTORdripp. On X, you are at DOCTORdripp with 2 P's NFT. Where else can people find you? Just DOCTORdripp.com?
Yep. DOCTORdripp.com with 2 P's. And if you want to check out the car stuff that I'm into, look me up on Instagram. It's sick_66.
Love it. And it's 6/6 today.
Yeah.
Happy 6/6.
Yeah, it's my favorite number too. I'm a 6th of the month baby. My birthday's on the 6th.
My birthday's on the 6th, too.
Aw, mine's on the 5th.
Yes.
January 6th.
Oh.
Very nice.
Big day
Yeah.
for you.
Yeah.
A couple of years ago. Jose says, DOCTORdripp, you are so cool. Grumpy Mike, this all makes me feel very, very old.
No, Mike, no, that's not true.
That's not true. It's all, age is just a number.
Yeah.
I tell myself, because I often feel old in this space. Grumpy Mike, it's all in your mind. All right, we are a little bit over time, but we'll send all giveaway prizes after the show. Again, Drip, thank you so much for being here. Much love to you. Tell M we say hi.
Thanks, Drip.
Thanks, guys. Thanks for having me. I really had a lot of fun, and I appreciate it.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely. And to everybody, just a reminder, Beans moving forward will only be on Fridays because we're going to spend Monday studio time creating a ton of awesome educational content. So we will see you next Friday with another special guest. We've got Rustan coming on the show. Super excited about that. So mark your calendars. And yeah, have an awesome weekend, everybody.
Thanks, everyone.